Good morning. Good morning. It's Monday. It's a new week, a brand new week. So, rewind yesterday. What did I do yesterday? So, I went out into the garden and I managed to clear up all the remaining twigs from the hazel that I cut back. There's still a little bit of work to do on that, but I need a saw and I need Paul to bring me his saw from the plot so I can finish that off. But that's out now. The remains are out in the green waste bin, which is at the front, because today is green waste and rubbish. Because it sort of alternates. 1 week it's recycling, 1 week it's green waste and rubbish, etc. So, and yesterday evening we went down to our friend's house for bangers and mash and gravy. It was delicious. So that was a super evening. And today, what's in store today? Little bit of computer work and some cookery to put together another cookery video, because I know you all love my cookery videos. Watch them. So yeah, I'm going to bring another vegetarian, in fact, it's going to be vegan again, recipe. So yeah, I'm going to start that shortly and get stuff prepared. So yeah, everything's good. And there will be another For Earth's Sake video coming out today. Got to go and sort that out shortly. And weather-wise, it's still feeling cool, but not as cold as it was. Thank goodness. And the reason I know it's not as cold is because there was no condensation this morning on the windows, which is a great thing. So the temperature has just eased upwards a little bit, but you wouldn't know it because it's still bloody cold in the house. So yeah, I'm going to get on with my day. Hello again, it's about midday. Oh no, it's later than that. It's 25 to 1. I'm in the kitchen cooking. I've got the camera out. I'm making a new cookery video. Let's swing you round. I've got everything turned off at the moment because I've got stuff cooking in here which needs to cook down for about 10 minutes. But underneath here, I have a batch of soya mince, which I have got in a marinade at the moment. So these are soya chunks, which I've rehydrated and whizzed in a food processor, and then marinated in a secret mix of ingredients. Naturally, when the video comes out, there won't be a secret mix. I'll be telling you exactly what it is and how to cook it. But that's the thing with soya, you've got to give it flavour, and plenty of flavour, plenty of savouriness if it's not been flavoured. And I prefer to buy the unflavoured soya. So yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it is. This one you're not going to see. Let's see, when does this come out? This comes out on Wednesday. There's a cookery video coming out on Thursday already. That's in the bag. So it'll be the following week. So my mouth's watering at the thought of eating this for lunch, because it's one of my favourite things to make, and it's a fairly traditional British dish. So you might be able to guess what it is, but no further clues. So yeah, it's still dull and cool. I've just taken my big top off because I'm getting warm because I'm in the kitchen. But yes, everything's good. I'm enjoying my day so far. It's been quite fun. I'll see you later. Good morning. It's Tuesday. It's beautifully sunny. Still feeling cold, but I'm in the kitchen again. Yeah, and this morning I'm playing with Pastry again, doing more testing, and I'm working with gram flour. And I'm working with small amounts and trying to get a mixture, a dough that is rollable, that will contain an ingredient for a pasty or a pie. So I've got some of the leftover mixture from the cookery I did yesterday, which is basically a soya mince mix with vegetables. And I'm thinking if I can get a good gram flour pastry going, I might use that to test out some little pasties, sorry. So yeah, let me show you what I'm doing. So I'm working with small amounts, as in, cups and half cups and quarter cups and eighths. I've got a small amount of dough here, and I'm using olive oil and gram flour. Just taken a delivery of gram flour actually, so we've got plenty in stock now. And I'm writing down what I'm doing as I go along. Sorry about the wobbly camera work. This phone doesn't stabilize video, so it's difficult to keep it steady like the camera does. But yeah, I'm working with small amounts. It seems that with gram flour, you seem to need to use more water than you would normally. So I'm sort of experimenting with that. Let's see what happens. I will share any successes and failures with you here. And yeah, I'm enjoying the cookery. It's interesting because I've never really had time to experiment with pastry before. I did pastry cooking at school. We did all of the basic recipes. So, the basic recipe for pastry is half fat to flour. That's the basic recipe. So you can kind of use that to make pretty much most ordinary pastries. Obviously, if you're getting into puff pastry and phyllo and all of that, it's a different kettle of fish, but basic short crust, and I think hot water crust as well, is the usual ratios. So there you go. So I'm going to get on now and see if I can roll out this little ball of pastry. Yeah, and see what happens. See if I can actually bake with it. So I've made this single little pasty, very rough. Pastry feels a bit thick. Need to poke some holes in it. But I'm going to see how this cooks. And yeah, whether it explodes. So it's out of the oven. It's held together. Generally, a little bit of cracking on top. It's gone a sort of golden colour. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. So the second experiment, where I've tried to roll it thinner, didn't work. Have a look. They just won't form. They were just falling apart. So I've managed to salvage them. I'm not going to waste them. I'm going to put them in the oven anyway and cook them. They'll probably explode, but I don't want to waste the filling or the pastry. On reflection, the only reason I'm trying out gluten-free pastry is because I wanted to see whether or not I could make it easily, but it seems quite a challenge. I think this would be worthwhile making as a sort of pastry base, but for these pasties doesn't seem to be working. You can't roll it out thinly enough for it to be really light. So yeah, I don't know how much more experimentation I can do without sort of thinking, oh God, I'm bored with this now or tired of it. And there is a real lack of recipes out there. So, and I didn't really want to start using butter or having to buy extra stuff like, vegan butter and things like that. I don't want to have to be buying all of that stuff. I want to use what I've got indoors. So, yeah, I think Like I say, bases, pastry bases, where you can use your hand to press it in. I think it's fine for that, but for pasties and things that are containing things that need to be wrapped and squeezed, and it would have to be very thick pastry, basically. That's what it seems. Pastry top would probably be okay. Yeah. Anywho, I'm waffling now. I'll see you later. So we've just had lunch, leftovers from yesterday, and my little pasty experiments, and baked beans. So that was nice. So that's going to be our main meal today. But Paul has brought this to my attention. And I said, why didn't you tell me about this before I started this chickpea flour journey? My chickpea flour journey. It's a book all about chickpea flour. Chickpea Flour Does It All by Lindsay S. Love. So I'm going to dive into this, have a good look, and hopefully this will shed some light on how I can make a better chickpea flour pastry. It's all about the research. See you later. Good morning, it's Wednesday morning. And it's a cold one again. I thought we weren't having any more frosts. Those weathermen, they're not there to manage our expectations. They're there to predict the weather. And I'm sure one of them said the other day, don't worry, we're probably not having any more frosts now. That was wrong. That was wrong. So yeah, cold start. Just had tea and I'm going to have some breakfast shortly. I'm not sure what's in store for us today. Well, for me today. I think I'm probably going to be doing some more cookery. And I may be going back to trying the burger again. So, yeah. Just to pick up on my research yesterday on chickpea flour. So it appears that the best recipes using chickpea flour for a pastry have to use other flours, other types of flours, in order to really get the pastry consistency right for shaping and moulding. And there is one recipe for sort of little pasties in that book, but it requires me to purchase another type of flour. I think it's sorghum flour, Sorghum. Not sure how that's pronounced. So yeah, I'm going to look into getting hold of some of that and progressing that experiment further. I mean, I don't have to make gluten-free pastry. I just sort of wanted to do it, So yeah, so I may get in the kitchen this morning and do some more burger testing. I don't think they're going to be gluten-free. Yeah, it depends on a couple of things really, but we have purchased some vital wheat gluten, which is good for making seitan, because it sort of becomes very textured. So I may experiment adding that to the soya mix and seeing if that helps glue things together. So yeah, it's quite fun to experiment, but it is kind of work heavy. You're stood up for quite a long time, which isn't always great for my back. But you get through my bad back journey. You get through and you do. You just get on with it. That's it, isn't it? It's a beautiful morning again, very sunny, blue sky. We were thinking about going to Avebury tomorrow, but it's the equinox, so I've got a feeling that it might be quite busy at Avebury, so I think we're going to opt to go for a walk at Kew. It's local, we enjoy it. I'm hoping that some of the blossoms will be out. So if we do, we'll bring that to you. I'm in need of a good walk. So yeah, I'm going to get on with my day. So this is this morning's effort. I've increased the mixture and made 4 burgers this time, and I use soya flavoured with a marinade, which I came up with the other day to cook another dish, which was delicious, which has improved the colour. And I've got a finely chopped onion in there, and the marinade's got all sorts of bits and pieces in it, including tomato puree. And for the binder, I've used, again, chia egg, made too much, gram flour, yeah, some whizzed up oats, porridge oats, and some corn flour. So I'm going to refrigerate these now, and then I'll cook them for lunch, and we'll see what they're like. I'm hoping that they have a better, less crumbly texture. The reason you can see little bits around the edges of them is because I had to put the mould back on and move them, because I didn't realise the plate was so small for 4 burgers. And one of them is slightly larger than the other, but hey. So yeah, we'll see what these cook like, and it'll be interesting. I'm sure they're going to taste divine, but it's the cooking and the texture that I'm trying to improve, so we'll see. And apparently corn flour used sparingly can give a firm texture to things, so yeah, we'll see. So having these for lunch, I'm just giving them a fry, and we're going to have it with some coleslaw. May as well eat the experiment. We'll let you know how they taste. So we've just eaten the burger experiment, and the texture was really good. A firmer texture, more like a meaty burger. Flavouring just needs to change slightly, a little more savouriness in there. But all good. I'm really pleased with that experiment. I would eat those on a bun with cheese and mustard quite happily. So yeah, I'm pleased. The experimentation has paid off, which is good. I'll see you later. My hair's looking a bit bouffant. Just run my fingers through it and just ended up looking terribly glamorous instantly. Helicopter. Can you hear that? Probably the police. It's a regular thing in London. This crime-ridden city. Anywho, it's Wednesday afternoon. Paul's just popped out. He's gone to the pharmacy to collect his prescription. It felt like a busy morning, but this afternoon I'm just not feeling particularly motivated. Helicopter again, circling. Yeah, I'm not feeling terribly motivated, and there's plenty of things to do. There is a list. But I just can't be bothered, can't be arsed. I want to do gentle things this afternoon. That's kind of how I feel. And aren't I privileged and fortunate to be able to choose what I do? Yeah. I've got a list of videos I need to make as well. But I don't feel like pushing and doing them today. I've got my vlog, I've got this video to make, to put together. And it's not been terribly varied this week so far. But it's also still so cold. It really is. And I felt really cold earlier. My fingers are cold at the moment. It's been quite breezy as well. I think that keeps the temperature down. Although it's beautifully sunny with some fair weather cloud. Nice and bright. But I just don't feel like doing anything manual. Don't feel like doing any cleaning. I've done all my cleaning this week. In fact, yesterday afternoon, I tackled the loft room, gave that a good dust and vacuum and wiped the floor. So, yeah, I don't want to do any more cleaning today. I'm going to have to go onto the computer now anyway to do this, so I may do a little bit of music. I'm working on a couple of tracks at the moment that don't seem to be going anywhere. Usual situation when I start to compose music, it goes so far and doesn't go any further. Yeah. I'm feeling slightly challenged by things at the moment. I'm not sure why. There's no particular difficulties with anything. It's just sometimes everything seems quite a lot. And yeah, if I'm being open and frank, YouTube is disappointing me at the moment because we had that period of all our views going up, everything looking really good. Now the views are on a downward slide and the money has not caught up with the views. It's not matching up, put it that way, you know. We managed to double the amount of views at one stage, but the money was not doubled. And also YouTube is playing around with adverts at the moment. It's either putting too few adverts in or too many adverts in. So it's meant to be balancing the viewer's experience and the revenue of the creator. And it's kind of not working, not for us. It's a bit frustrating sometimes, you know. Sorry, it's really bright. That's why I'm squinting a bit. Yeah, so that can be a bit demotivating sometimes, especially when you're giving new content, trying to do more, and then you don't feel particularly rewarded by YouTube. Yeah, but hey, what to do? I'm just going to carry on what I'm doing, keep on pushing forward, hoping that people watch, do my best. That's all I can do. I try to come up with new ideas, but very often I don't feel confident enough to roll them out. Or motivated enough. Sometimes. That's kind of what I'm going through at the moment. It's no biggie. Oh, my demotivated journey. It really isn't a biggie. It's just, you know, I think I'm a bit tired. 3 o'clock. Yeah, I think these early morning wake-ups for the past couple of weeks have left me feeling a little bit tired, to be honest. Yeah, but hey-ho, what are you going to do? Cry in a corner? I can still laugh. So that's it for this week. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for a new cookery video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.